Good night, everyone. Tonight, God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Adonijah David. I'm here to give you the word on tonight. We gon' Lord have mercy. Excuse me. Okay, we still talking about David, but now we talking about his son Adonijah. He set himself up as king. You're not you're supposed to be set by God. God the one make you a king, a prophet, and everything else. But he set his own self, up as a king, without even letting David know. So this gonna come from First King, chapter 1, verse 1 through 27. So now David, who waited 20 years, to be a king over Israel, to get in position, but now, David is old, he is weak, and he be so cold, even when they put cover on over him, he's still cold, so now David had 3 wives, David had 3 wives. They had 3 wives, but his attendants had to go out there and find a young woman, a virgin, to come, and see by him, and lay next to him to keep him warm, so to serve him, to take care of him, so they want a young woman to do this here, lay next to him just to keep him warm, because putting cover over him, that still wasn't doing no good. So they're searching and found a beautiful young woman named Abasha, and she took care of David. She was a nurse, but there was no sexual relation with her and David, so youthful and lovely Abasha, is given to David, in an attempt to help restore him in his old age, so the king had become weak and chill. Abasha, she was a nurse, and they had no sexual relationship between one another, and Adonijah is his son. It's David's son. Now, David have a problem of not chastising his children. So that's why his children do whatever they want. The son, did something to his daughter, and David did not question it. Anything his children do, David do not question his children. So now his son here made himself a king, you know. And David's son, and the son see, say my daddy is old, and my daddy about to soon, lay to rest, so why he's saying why not, make myself a king, so he started preparing himself. He started sacrificing the sheep and the flocks and everything, to invite everyone, but David's son, made a church to succeed him as king. Now the son decided to seize the throne. Now not only he making himself a king, but he making his own self to sit on the throne. Without David knowledge. That he knew. He knew that Solomon was next. He knew Solomon was next. But remember, Nathan the prophet. David's special God that did not join with his son with that nonsense. So the son invited. Now the son invited all the brothers, but he did not invite Solomon. He did not invite Nathan because see he invite Nathan. Nathan was gonna question him, and Nathan was gonna try to shut it down. So that's the two people he did not invite. So King's son. So he invited all his brothers, but Solomon. He didn't invite Nathan, David special, friend, the prophet, so now he did not tell his father because he knew that Solomon was next. So now the son decided to seize the throne, without David knowledge. He figured his dad is old, he figured he could just do whatever he wanted to right now. So he knew Solomon he knew Solomon, and now he know Solomon was David's first church and not him. You know, so was David the first choice to be the next king? Now this was why he did not invite Solomon. Just why he did not invite Solomon to his presentation. You know, because David and also Nathan, because he know Nathan was a advisor to his dad. You know, so when he king, declared himself king, but his plan to gain the throne was unsuccessful. It was unsuccessful. You know why it was unsuccessful? Because he was he was self exalted of himself. So he was defeated. He was defeated. David never chastised his children. And now the son doing things without letting him know. You know. But the son did whatever he wanted and did not pay respect to God. Because he know God make those decisions. You know, God had brought Solomon into this world, you know, to be the next king and to build the temple for God. You know, so Nathan asked David, why? Now see Nathan about to shut this down. You know, so now Nathan asking David wife, Bathsheba, remember her? Bathsheba, that's what I'm saying. He already had 3 wives, you know, but they went out to find somebody else to take care of him and lay next to him. When he got 3 wives, could have laid next to him to keep him warm. You know, so he talking to Bathsheba, asked her, did you heard about Adonijah, you know, made himself king, you know, and do David without David knowing about it. You know, so he said, I'm going to tell you what to do for to save your life and to save your son Solomon's life. You know, because once David lay to rest, there ain't nothing for you to do. You know, and no telling how he gonna treat you and your son. You know, so now Nathan advised her how you can save your life, you know, and your life of your son Solomon. See, he said, go into the king, David, and said to the king, did you not swear to me that surely Solomon your son should be king after you? You know, so and he will sit on the throne. So why is Adonijah, you know, become king? You know, after she finished speaking, you know, to David, then Nathan will come in and put his 2 cents in. You know, so he want her to go in there and get it started, and he gonna come right behind her. So Bathsheba went in, and his nurse was attending to him. You know, so David said, what you want? You know, and so she told David everything that's going on, and David did not know his son made himself a king. You know, so Solomon, so he had his little party. He invited all his brothers except Solomon. You know, so she let David know everything, you know, that David did not know. All this was going on. So all Israel is on, you know, on it for you to fix it. You know, so, you know, he supposed to be king over the Israel. He ain't even asked Israel now, the Israelite. He ain't asked them nothing about it. You know, so they waiting on David to fix it. You know, so she also is concerned about when you lay to rest. You know, what about her and her son Solomon? You know, if you don't fix this and you lay to rest, you know, he gonna treat us like criminals. You know, so when Nathan had learned of David's son conspiracy, immediately he tried to stop it. He tried to stop it. You know, he was the man of both faith, you know, and action. He took action. You know, with faith, you know, you take action on faith. So he knew that Solomon should rightfully be king. You know, and he moved quickly. And when he saw someone else was trying to take the throne, not only he wanted to be the king, but he wanted to take the throne also. You know, so he saw someone else trying to take the throne, and he sees Solomon was a choice, you know, by David and God. You know, Solomon was a choice by David and God. You know, so when he saw that he was just taking himself to be the king, and he quite sure know that David did not know anything about this yet. You know, so while Bathsheba, you know, was talking to David, Nathan, the prophet, arrived, just like he said. You know, so Nathan had said, did you declare that your son, Adonijah, you know, should be king after you? You know, and that he will sit on the throne. So now your son, he done this without letting you know. Who should sit on the throne of my Lord as a king after you? So now say David. David is getting old. That he should have made all these arrangements. Maybe his son would have never did all this here. So David's son made himself, you know, so now the son did all this here without letting David know. Made himself once sitting on the throne and everything else. So now now David aware of everything that's going on now. So now he about to make arrangements, but that's gonna be on the next package that he will make Solomon the king, like it was supposed to be, but he never made arrangement. A good thing Nathan arrived at the scene just in time, to stop it. Because if Nathan would have never stopped it and let David know, David would have laid to rest, and his son Solomon would have been a king, would not sit on the throne, and that's what God wanted. Solomon was here because of God. What God had wanted him to be and do. So so David's son made himself king and to sit on the throne without letting David know, because he knew his father is old and about to lay to rest. But Nathan is a good prophet, a good friend to David. He got involved. Now, some people, they may not get involved. They might see stuff going on, knowing you old, and stuff about the lay to rest, and some people would not get involved. But Nathan is a prophet from God. So Nathan got faith, and he put his faith to action. Nathan got involved, and he stopped it. He stopped it because he knew Solomon was next. He knew Solomon was God's choice. So Solomon was approved by David and God. So the next package will be that David will make Solomon the king. So he gonna do it now before he lay to rest, because he's still gonna live a good little while. He's still gonna live a good little while, because he gonna helping preparing everything for Solomon when he get ready to build that temple. So he's still gonna be living a while. And then he got the wives, and now he got this beautiful nurse taking care of him. So this is the story of David. David waited 20 some years to be in position, to be the king over the Israelites. But now he done served his time, and they say he's 70 years old, but they say he had a hard life, from fighting battles. He been fighting since he was a young boy. Remember, he knocked that giant down. He was working in the field, breaking and tearing up animals and stuff. So he been working and fighting and everything ever since he was a young boy. So they say his body deteriorated when he had got old. And 70 years old is not really old. Just that he had a rough life, running from Saul all his life, half of his life, fighting battles. He been fighting since he was a young boy, since he was 17 years old. So now he old, his eyes are weak, his body is weak. He cold, and they putting covers and everything on him, and he's still cold. So, a woman will warm him up, but he had 3 wives. So I don't know why they didn't have his wife to do all this stuff. They had to go out there and find someone. So this is the story here that his son took it on himself to make himself a king, make himself to sit on the throne. So you got to chastise your children at some point. And when you get old, and you're sick, or you old, and and you about to lay to rest, it'd be best to get a will together, get everything together. Because look what happened here. Your children just gonna take control. Some of your children is narcissists. So they want to take control and just do things. That's why it's best to have everything in order. So everything can fall in place. So that's all the word I have for you today. I'll see y'all on the next video. Y'all have a blessed and safe day.